Hey friends, it's kind of a rainy day here today, but I don't know, of course, what it'll be when you're watching it. But we've had a lot of rain lately. But today I wanted to talk to you about the resist technique. So in the interest of time, I have done my embossing ahead of time. But if you can see here, so I've got just a regular blue piece of cardstock I'm going to use for the base. And I've got a piece of glossy here, and on it I have embossed in clear a Christmas tree. Or actually a pine tree. It doesn't have to be a Christmas tree. Alright, so then if I want to take my blue ink, and I'm using the Misty Moonlight, which is one of the new in colors, and I want to just swirl some ink over it, you can see how the ink will go on the background of the card, but does not stick to where the card has been resisted. I don't know why I'm having trouble talking today. Now, and I'm looking at the same time for a tissue, because if you even wipe it off a little bit with a tissue afterwards, so then you're left with something like this. And of course I've made a boo-boo over there. Now, it was funny because when I embossed this tree, I actually noticed too late that I had missed a place over here. So in that case, you could just take your words, whoops, and use that indentation there as like a place where your words would go, just as a thought. All right, so then if you would take your card, minus the boo-boo that I have there, you could just mount it like this. Makes a really pretty card. You could add a little bit of stickles or glitter of some kind. You could also take just a piece of ribbon, as I have here, and wrap it around, whoops, and tie it with the silver ribbon. Okay, and this just makes a really pretty card. And all I did was just emboss in clear and then rub some ink on it. So the idea about the resist is to, the area that you're going to emboss on is going to stay white or clear, and the area that you're going to color is going to be behind it. Alright, so last time we talked about watercoloring, and I took a piece of watercolor paper and I embossed the birch background. You can kind of see it. So this time, instead of taking my sponge and doing some color, I'm actually going to use my aqua painter with the ink. Now you can put some ink on the lid here to put on, or you can also, if you have the re-inkers, you can put a drop onto just either your craft mat or a pad, and then you can just take it and use that. Let me get some water going here. That's going to bring in the color here, and you can go over it as many times as you need to make it as dark as you like. But the areas where I have the birch stamp, of course, are going to stay white, and it will make the background blue. It's out of the way. So I would then take that background, I could stick it on the blue cardstock. I might add a couple of little stars here and here. Okay, and then add a happy birthday and cute card, and you've just got that kind of a cool background from the resist technique. And now of course I have blue ink all over my fingers, but that's okay. So on this one now, I have taken the Dandelion Wishes, and I just embossed in clear the one dandelion here on, and this time I'm using that shimmer white paper. So I could either take the watercolor and do it, or I could take the sponge and sponge it. I think I'm going to try the sponge on this one. Let's just see what happens. So I take some of the ink, and again, I'm just rubbing. And I don't want to cover the whole paper, but I'm covering enough of it. There we go. that I can get some color. And I love this paper because even with the blue, can you kind of see the shimmer in the paper? It's very nice. Okay, so then I might take my ink here and a block, which of course I've got ink all over this block, so we're just going to wipe that off because I forgot to get another block over here. And I would put my words on here, and then I would mount that. And this is using the new cinnamon cider, which is one of the new in colors, and again the Misty Moonlight, and put that on there. And look how cool that looks. It's just giving you that dandelion kind of in the background. Or actually putting the color in the background, bring the dandelion to the foreground. Okay, so here I have used the Seaside Notions, and I went ahead and again just stamped some of these. This is the shimmer paper again on the shimmer paper cardstock, and I have stamped them in Versamark and embossed in clear embossing powder. So in order to make those kind of pop out, I thought I would use the Pool Party and the Highland Heather. So I'm going to take the Highland Heather first. And just kind of make a pass. And again, the more you go over this, of course, the darker it will get. I just love the shimmer paper with all those little sparkles in it. And then, so again, you don't have to just stick with one color, in other words. So I'm using, and again, on this, I could use the watercolor, or as I'm doing, the sponges. So see, on this one, I would take it and do that. And then maybe just stamp in black on this one with gratitude. I'm feeling very grateful today. Grateful that it's Thursday. With gratitude. And put that there. Whoops. Okay. In the magic of live video, I could have taken a little more time while stamping that. But then, just look at how pretty this looks. Pretend that it's stamped well. But just by putting the extra color in there, see that you can get some very cool looking areas. Okay, so one more. So this one, I'm using the glossy paper again, and I went ahead and stamped some of these. This is an old set, but I like the feathers. So I had stamped the feathers in embossing ink and clear embossed them, and then also stamped the feathers in brown. And I'll show you in a minute why I did that. So I've then taken some Post-it notes and I've masked off some of the areas so that I didn't want a real dark blue on here. So that I can color in this background. And it'll go behind the brown, which is fine. It'll go behind the clear embossed feathers. And then when I take the mask off, Post-it notes are good for so much. It gives me a nice definition, see, of where the ink is and isn't. I didn't cut a base cardstock for this, but isn't that very cool just to take it, and then you've got the clear embossed feathers and you've also got some stamped feathers. I might then take the feathers and maybe stamp one more that is like coming off of, whoops, since it fell off, we're going to make it go right there. Okay, and then maybe do some words. And we'll see if we can make the words come out a little bit better this time. Some of my older stamps, of course, don't have that sticky on them. Okay, there we go. And then if I mounted this on either the pool party or the espresso back, cardstock, I think that's a very cool look. So the embossing can just add just a little something extra. You can emboss some and put it with the ink. You can do it on the gloss or the shimmer paper and, use a sponge or the aqua painter. You can put it on watercolor paper and watercolor the background and then add some things on top of that. You can use more than one color. And again, I just don't take the time to put these together. This is the shimmer paper again, and I used the Highland Heather and the Pool Party so that I could get 2 colors on that one. And then the first one that I did, of course, was the tree, the pine tree with the holiday saying, and you could put a piece of ribbon around that. So you can see that the resist technique with the clear embossing powder really kind of can give you a great look on your card, and I hope that you'll try it. Have a great day.